I want to go ahead and get this out there. This is kind of disturbing from Hirschbach. When I was working there, I was sitting there talking to one of the foremans at the terminal, the guy who runs the shop and everything. We were talking about the insurance and them being self insured or something like that. And effectively, they were saying that Hirschbach didn't even have the money to pay out claims. That's why they had to have extra insurance on the side, which we'll play that clip now. You guys can hear the audio from that.
I thought it was like CR England where they were big enough to be self-insured.
Yeah, up to a certain amount. But they still have to have that camera for their insurance. Self-insured means they cover some things, but catastrophically, they don't. If they got sued for $50 million, do you think they're going to come $50 million out of their pocket? Do you think this company has $50 million?
I don't know.
Of course it doesn't. The company don't have no $50 million. Well, where would they get $50 million from if they don't have an insurance company? They have to be insured. Now, if they have a fender bender or something like that, then the company's going to take care of that. But catastrophically insurance and all that, yeah, they have insurance for it. All companies do.
While the gentleman was sitting there eating and all that stuff, we got onto that and a few other topics. Eventually, it led to the cameras for the insurance purposes, all that good stuff. What he had to say about it, the fact that apparently the higher ups can not only but often do dial up, just look in the cab of the truck, even when your truck's shut off, all that stuff. He even warns about, like, hey, yeah, cover it up, even if the truck's off, that is recording, that they can watch you have relations with your wife or your kids undress. Kind of disturbs me when they say that when the truck's off, the camera's off, but their own shop foreman is saying, no, that's not true, and even gives an example. And here is that audio.
I thought it was like CR England where they were big enough to be self-insured.
Yeah, up to a certain amount. But they still have to have that camera for their insurance. Self-insured means they cover some things, but catastrophically, they don't. If they got sued for $50 million, do you think they're going to come $50 million out of their pocket? Do you think this company has $50 million?
I don't know.
Of course it doesn't. The company don't have no $50 million. Well, where would they get $50 million from if they don't have an insurance company? They have to be insured. Now, if they have a fender bender or something like that, then the company's going to take care of that. But catastrophically insurance and all that, yeah, they have insurance for it. All companies do.
Now, I was also told by one of them that they can't even go back and look at that footage unless it creates an event.
So, they have the cameras set to where it's always recording. So, let's just say that you left out here and you went 4 hours north. They couldn't go and come back 4 hours. They could probably come back about 10 minutes or 20 minutes. But, if you left out here right now, and the safety man wants to record you for those 4 hours, he can record you the entire 4 hours. He's got it on tape. He's got it on video. Does it automatically record every hour? No, it doesn't. But it does take it back probably somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes. You see what I'm saying?
See, that's not the way they explain it to us. They say it goes to a third party and they don't get it until something happens.
They had a problem with a driver drinking a beer not too long ago. And they recorded him driving along drinking a beer. So then he gets to the terminal, and they asked him, "Have you been drinking?" He says, "No." "Oh, okay. Well, here, take this breathalyzer, and we'll just clear it up." Well, he refused to take breathalyzer. So what do you think they did? They terminated him. Well, how did that trigger an event? Someone driving down the road drinking a beer. How is that going to trigger an event? He didn't get in a wreck. He didn't hit his brakes. He didn't swerve. How did that trigger an event? Well, obviously they're watching him, right? They're watching him. They watched him because they had a complaint that he smelled like alcohol. Okay, well that's pretty simple, right? Safety can see you. They can see you at any time. Camera is on 24/7. I cannot log in and see you, but I can log in and see if the camera's working. I can also call Linux and use my employee name and ask, "Can you see me? Can you see outside?" And they'll say yes or no, the camera's not working. That's how we check cameras. Camera's always on.
This gives me the heebie-jeebies about ever taking my kid with me anywhere on there.
It's just like if you had a wife and you were having sex in your truck. They can see you. That's why you take your freaking hat and you put it over the camera. What'd you do that for? Well, it's because I was having private moments with my wife. That's why. You think they'd fire you over that? They won't. Like I said, I have a right to privacy.
I know in our orientation somebody brought that up, and they said that the court had deemed that because it was a work vehicle, you were not entitled to privacy. Oh, what time is it here?
Alright, one quick edit. Sorry about the audio. Doing this kind of as a last minute addition. The other audio, some of it had to be where the phone was hidden in my jacket pocket to record it. So sorry if some of it's not the best audio in the world. But I did inform a gentleman at Hirschbach named Jason Weber that I was going to post it, giving him his opportunity to dispute any of it. The fact that, oh, well, no, actually, he's wrong. We don't watch you. Give any kind of proof to the fact. And his only reply was not that they don't do it, any of that stuff. It's that they should not be doing it, and that they're going to address them actually watching you while you're sleeping or doing other activities. And here is the message you guys can see clearly above. Thank you.